We go to the Vatican.
Wow!
Yesterday became a day of first.
Okay, all right.
Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost,
Who?
became the first American in papal history to be chosen as Pope.
What?
I'm Jazz Berganza on this. Now that he's on the case, hopefully he can squash these rumors about abuses that are going on in the churches.
What the hell's going on out here?
Just saying. But it's what's next. Hey guys, Jazz Berganza, What's Next? Daily Dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday. Of course, it's Friday. It's the end of the week, going into the weekend. Always a good thing. Well, today's a Good Friday of sorts. For the 1.1, 1.2 billion Catholics around the world, we got a new Pope. Look at that. We got a new Pope. After 12 to 13 years of Pope Francis, and of course he succumbed to illness due to pneumonia, a new Pope had to be chosen. So as we saw the white plume of smoke above the Vatican, we knew one had been so. That is what we knew. What we didn't know is that an American had been chosen Pope. The first American in papal history to be chosen as the Popey. So that will be one Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. What do we know about him? Not much. Does he have baggage? Well, we're going to find out. Now, aren't we? And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost to become first American Pope in history. The Catholic Church elected its new leader on Thursday when the conclave ended its selection of Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, the first American Pope in history. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost may come as a surprise for many, considering the Church had yet to elect a Pope of the United States, a prospect that seemed almost unthinkable until Thursday. Prevost chose the name of Pope Leo XIV in succession with Pope Leo XIII, who most famously penned the Encyclica Rerum Novarum. Like I said, I don't know my Catholic doctrine, so bear with me, which condemns socialism, as Breitbart News noted in 2019. The encyclica came at a time when the world faced multiple questions about the nature of labor in the midst of industrial revolution. Moreover, it's no coincidence that Leo's Memorandum of New Things appeared in 1890, which is to say around the same time the U.S. established Labor Day. In that era, factories and mass production was turning old agricultural economy, dislocating ancient folkways, and creating new kinds of economic challenges, as well as, of course, new opportunities. Amidst all this flux, people were understandably desperate to find ways to reestablish social equilibrium. And yet, precisely because of the old conservative political system that was failing to maintain just order, radical alternatives, including anarchism, socialism, communism, were gathering strength. In response, enlightened leaders of the center stepped in, realizing that new and creative thinking was needed to fend off the revolution. Born on September 14th, 1955 in Chi-Town, Illinois, Prevost, 69, may well have had a 20-plus year papacy if he lived to his late 80s. His clerical life began in 1977 when he entered the Novitiate of the Order of St. Augustine before taking solemn vows in 81 and being ordained priest in 82. Over the next several decades, Prevost spent time in both the United States and Peru before Pope Francis appointed him apostolic administrator of diocese in Chiclayo, Peru in 2014. According to various accounts, Prevost holds similar views to his predecessor, Pope Francis, when it comes to some differences in contentious issues, per the College of Cardinals report. On key topics, Cardinal Prevost says little, but some of his positions are known. He is reportedly very close to Francis' vision regarding the environment. Outreach to poor and migrants. And meeting with people where they are. He said last year, the bishop is not supposed to be a little prince sitting on his kingdom. He supported Pope Francis' change in pastoral practices to allow divorce and civilly remarried Catholics to receive Holy Communion. Prevost appears somewhat less favorable in currying favor with the alphabet lobby than Francis, but he showed mild support for fiducia supplicans. As Bishop of Chiclayo, he also supported a government plan for teaching gender theory in schools. Gender theory in schools. Quote, the promotion of gender ideology is confusing, but it seeks to create genders that don't exist, he told the local media. Okay, he clarified. Okay, my bad. According to the New York Times, Prevost faced some controversy while Bishop of Chiclayo, while handling investigation of two priests who were accused of sexual abuse. Though his supporters claim he was subject to a smear campaign. Are we sure about that? Just saying. Quote, one woman in Chiclayo who said she and 2 other women were sexually abused by 2 priests as girls long before the Cardinal Prevost was bishop accused them of mishandling an investigation and not stopping one of the priests from celebrating Mass. The Diocese of Chiclayo said Cardinal Prevost opened an investigation that the Vatican closed. After a new bishop arrived, the investigation was reopened. Supporters of Cardinal Prevost said he's the target of a smear campaign by members of a Peruvian-based Catholic movement that Francis disbanded. Close friends have described Prevost as more of a reverse man than Pope Francis, saying that he holds himself back a bit. My thoughts. Like I said, I couldn't pick this guy out of a police lineup. But if what we know about him, what little we know about him, if he is someone who is not a fan of the alphabet crew, then okay, that's a good thing. If we know that he's soft on environmental issues a la Francis, that may be a problem. If he comes out and says, hey, you know what? Francis was like, climate change is a problem. We need to reverse it because the world is doomed. If Prevost comes out and says, Pope Leo comes out and says, well, the whole climate changing thing, yeah, we need to pump the brakes. We need to pump the brakes and actually, listen to science. That could be a good thing. The whole situation with migrants. Francis was, hey, you know what? There's no such thing as illegal migrants. They're just people just going from one country to another, just want to better themselves. If Prevost comes out and says, yeah, you know what? We understand why people leave other countries. They want to better their lives. But at the same time, we have borders for a reason. You know what? A lot of people are going to, migrate towards him. He's going to be a magnet. He's going to draw a lot of the good people in. So we got to see where this thing goes. And the whole situation with him, turning a blind eye to child abuse cases in Peru, well, that is something that as the days pass, as the weeks passed, we're going to know whether this was legit or not, whether this was a smear campaign, excuse me, or, he's not a fan of it. And the whole situation with Catholic abuse in churches has been going on for decades now, needs to be squashed once and for all. So he could fall one of 3 ways. Let's put it this way. He could fall one of 2 ways. Let's go. He's not going to be Pope John Paul. Let's make it very clear. He's not going to be Pope John Paul. So it comes down to 2. Either he's going to be like Pope Benedict, who was a straight liner, straight no chaser. This is black. This is white. There is no gray. Or he could be Francis that say, well, there's a little bit of black, there's a little bit of white, but there's a ton load of gray. We're going to see. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys know it's a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you. Like you. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys as always. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.